What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Herc in the building once again, and we're here on another episode of the Come On Man podcast, season 2, episode 5, and we got a special guest with my boy Trey.
What up? What up? What up?
My boy Trey, man. This man is a Texas Longhorn graduate. He's the smartest man alive, NFL pro, and a big family man. And I want to introduce my boy. How you doing, Trey?
I'm doing good, man. It's great to see you. Great to talk to you today.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, it's been a minute, man. How's everything? How's life?
Life has been life. When was the last time I saw you? It was years. It's been years.
I told my wife it's been, I think, New Orleans.
Yeah,
Hector's bachelor party.
That was, what was that? 8 years ago. Like, it was a long time ago, but since then, life has been great. I can't complain too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been fast.
Yeah, it has been
What I mean?
fast.
I feel like I blinked, and I feel like that trip going to New Orleans was like a couple months ago.
Yeah, but you was
years.
But you was like, yeah, that's the last time you was like fresh into the pros.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was probably, what was that? That was like my second or third season. In the league, it was still very, very early.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how's everything after the league? How's everything been with that?
Newly retired. Been retired for about 2 years now. That has been in and of itself a whole other journey. Like just navigating, stepping into what I would consider almost like civilian life.
Really?
Yeah, because at least for me, football had been such a big part of my life and had been, I don't want to say it ran my life, but you get so used to being on a schedule, getting so used to being on like every day. Okay, I get up. The first thing I do is report to the field house. I go to this. I go to that. I do lifting. I got practices that. And this is the in season time. This is the off season time. So getting used to that not being so much of a dictator of your calendar or your schedule has been a huge adjustment.
So with the league, it's been really like organized and like kind of structured.
Mm-hmm. Even before the league, at North Shore
Oh yeah, you was real organized in North Shore.
And Coach K kept us all organized. the whole team. I still tell people like to this day, I think like what we learned at North Shore and like under like the coaches that we had, like I think that was the biggest like shaper in my life in the way that I like turned out. I think in that organization that you're talking about,
right? Or
just like mental toughness. Like I'm sure you remember Coach K like always preaching mental toughness and the crazy stuff we used to do, like touching every step in the stadium, like type stuff, going through a snake, like for the fitness test, like.
That shit was hell, man. Like Coach K, man. When I first met Coach K, man, I thought he was from hell. I ain't gonna lie to you,
bro. We were how heavy were you in high school? Still like 260 probably at least.
260, but I was kind of chunky, kind of built.
We all were. But we were running hurdles.
Right.
You remember that? Like running hurdles at speed straight camp. Like how many 260-pound people are like doing like hurdles?
Not a lot.
And then we're not talking about the little foot ones. We actually had like the track hurdles out there, like for speed and strength camp. That was crazy.
No, yeah, that is pretty crazy.
Like, people aren't working like that.
No, because I don't know. Coach K, he was kind of like a master of different things. Like he did focus on football. But he focused on other things like, let me put track and field in this. Let me put powerlifting in this. He tried to mix it up for us.
He was a mad scientist.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He was a mad scientist on the weather, too.
Yes.
It never rained when we had to practice.
Never. Ever.
It never rained. So I was just kind of like, what the hell?
No. And then it would be like the end of a snake. And he would be like, I got some rain for you boys. And it would sprinkle for 5 minutes.
Yeah, like the minute we walked into the weight room... The minute we walk into the weight room, it just started raining. Right. We was like, where the fuck the rain come from? And I was like, bro, that boy, he's something else. But I love Coach K, Coach Ellison, you know. He was good people too. He was good. He was a good person on a lot of stuff. And he taught us a lot of things too in the offensive line. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Coach Ellison.
Shout out Coach Ellison for
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but man, what about? So, man, tell us about your journey, man. Your journey from. I forgot to give you a banger question.
What? What's the
But
main question?
yeah, it'll be fine. Um, my banger question is who is your inspiration and role model and your biggest role model?
Inspiration and biggest role model. That's a good one. That's really a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It kind of changes, but I'll say if I had to pick one person,
Mm-hmm.
I would pick my grandfather because of when I think of an inspiration, I think of one one word that is just poured into me that he said to me when I was younger. I couldn't have been older than like 8 years old, but I'll never forget me, my dad, my grandpa in the truck on the way back from Crockett, Texas, and my grandpa he just says, whatever you choose to be, just always work to be the best at it. And as simple as that sounds, that's just been something that's just carried me throughout my life. Because I can say there's been a lot of other role models that I looked up to, but it would be for different things. I mean, I'm sure we'll end up talking about. I'm the kind of person, especially now that I don't have football, I'm finding myself just like dipping my toe into different stuff. Like, what do I like? Do I want to study this? Do I want to do that? Do I want to try to learn this? Do I want to get in the front of this? Because I just have a lot of time right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that always, whatever it is that I do choose to focus on for that moment, I'm like, well, I don't want to just get in on the ground floor of it. I want to be the best of it. I want to know that thing from the front to the back. You know what I mean? I want to know it start to finish, top to bottom. I want to be the best at it, whether that's baking cakes or whether that's writing code, whatever that may be. That's how I approach whatever it is I'm interested in. So I would say probably my grandfather for that.
Shout out to Trey's grandfather.
Shout out Papa.
Shout out Papa and everything he does, and the wise words from a great man. Yeah, man. So we'll get back to the other question. But so basically, what's the journey been like from high school to UT to the pros to Cincinnati Bengals? What's that been like?
Honestly, it flew by, and it seems like now that I'm removed from it, I'm better able to segment it and see, like, I can step back now and be like, wow, you did a lot of things. But unfortunately, I will be honest with you and tell you, I was terrible at living in the moment.
Really?
Right? Terrible at living in the moment.
Man,
because
not to cut you off, but with everything I seen, like I see everything on IG and stuff, but it looked like you be in the moment.
I'm in the moment in certain spots, and I'll say it this way because my career, my journey, right, went to UT. I was at UT for 4 years, played every year my 4 years, right?
Right.
Went to the pros.
Yep.
Was at the pros for 8-9 years.
Great season.
Great time. Went to the Super Bowl. All that stuff, good stuff, right?
Right.
It was not until after I was retired and gone from football for at least a year that I looked back and was like, wow, you were a whole professional football player. Like, or even, wow, you played Division I football.
Mm-hmm.
Like
at the highest level too.
At the highest level.
Like you was a dog at UT. I was like, damn, boy, Trey doing his thing.
I was decent. No, I was decent, but it's just like I went through all that stuff, and people would be like, "You're great." People like, "You're doing so well." Like a lot of people say, everybody doesn't get to do that, and it's not that I was. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say I was taking stuff for granted. It's just that I got caught up so much in just. This is just a schedule. When people ask me, how does it feel, even in the NFL, people are like, how does it feel to be in the NFL? I'm like, it's just a job.
Damn.
Because to me, I had done football so long that it was just part of me waking up. The way people wake up and you brush your teeth and do all that. And wake up, you brush your teeth, you go to the field house, you work out, you train, you go to practice. It would just become just, second nature that schedule had. So it didn't really, while I enjoyed it, and I had great times, I would say that I did not truly understand the platform I was on for one, and also how quick the experiences were going for two while I was in it. Right. Just because I couldn't see outside of it. I couldn't like step away from it enough to be like, wow, that's pretty big.
That is pretty big. Damn, I never thought you thought about it in that way, because every time we see you, TV or in person or whatever, you always look like you was in the moment. Like you always like, oh damn, man.
Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, when I say I wasn't in the moment, I don't mean like, I don't want you to think that I was just like, oh, this fucking sucks all the time or nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. I mean in the moment, in that, like, I guess there's a difference between doing something and like, okay, I'll put it this way. When I went, and every year that I played football, I was watching film in the same way, or approaching a game in the same way that we did in high school, basically.
Oh, damn.
Which worked for me for a lot of reasons. I never thought of myself as too much. I always thought that I did something wrong. I was always looking at a way to like pick at my form to get better, to find out why something didn't work for me. Mm-hmm. But what I say in not living in the moment, I at no point on the other side of the coin gave myself the credit of being like, wow, you're an NFL athlete right now. You are one of the best athletes in the world. I was still always like, dang, why you can't do that? Like, why'd you suck at that?
Right.
Why'd you get that wrong? So I guess I was saying, in not being in the moment, it kind of boils down to, it's always been easier for me to be critical than to celebrate something that I've done, especially until it's over. In the moment, there is no way I'm not just criticizing myself about it.
Oh yeah. So man, give us the step by step of your thought process as you was getting prepared for the Super Bowl.
Step by step,
like from like waking up till playing the game.
That day,
however you want to set it up.
Honestly, that day I slept as much as I could. Like, I just slept as much as I could, because not that we had a lot of time, but we got up and, you go through, you kind of have like a little early morning meeting and stuff like that. Not early morning, but you have a morning meeting before a pregame meal, and then you bus over. But that day, I remember being like, any time that we weren't meeting or I didn't have to eat, I wanted to be sleep so that I would not have to experience how nervous I was.
Damn.
I was so nervous.
You was that nervous?
So nervous.
God damn.
So, I've never played a snap of football. I don't know what people talk about where they're like, you don't get nervous. The game does slow down for you. That part about when people say it slows down. But I was nervous the last football game I played the same way I was nervous the first football game I played.
Wow.
And like that, for me, it was that same level of nervousness.
At the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, that
at least for the first play.
No, yeah, and then once you that's just kind of like the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
And once you get the butterflies out, then you're good after that.
Then you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but man, because we seen you. We was like, damn, this is pretty dope. My boy in the Super Bowl, they gonna get it. How, I don't know. People keep saying the NFL's rigged or whatever, but that's another time for another story.
But I'll show you my script later.
No, man, but but your life, man. From high school when I met you, you was a phenomenal person. When I first met you, I didn't know you, you didn't know me, and you probably looked at me like, who the fuck is this dude?
I was like, who the fuck is this swole ass dude? Because I remember the first time I ever met you, I think it was like you, Hector. You were probably with Steven. You were probably with Steven and Drew. It was when y'all were like, I think I met you in 8th grade, when you were in 8th grade.
Yeah.
And I was in 7th grade, and y'all were getting ready to go, or y'all were already starting to go to the 9th grade campus for like football or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, these big ass dudes.
And I met you, and I remember you had the plaid shirt with the big ass black jeans with the big ass belt with some black black.
Probably some Shaqs.
Yeah, but you had black Nikes, And but the coolest thing about you, you had the freshest waves. Your wave was on point.
My hair was nice at that point. Haircut was trash, but the hair itself was nice. haircut was garbage.
Yeah, but I say, yeah, I don't know who introduced us, but they was like, hey, this my boy Trey, boo boo. And I was like, oh no, I think Josh.
It was probably Josh.
Yeah, Josh was the one who introduced us, and I was like, "Oh, what's up, Trey?" He was, "Hey, y'all." He was kind of nervous at first, and then start opening up, and then we became homies after that.
Yeah.
So, other than that, man, basically we want to know like what the day in the life after the NFL, being retired. What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
A day-to-day basis. That's the big question, isn't it? You know what? It's easier said than done to not have anything to do. That's what the biggest thing I've learned about being retired. Like
not having nothing to do.
Yeah, it sounds great at first. You're like, oh, what I would give to just have some time to just have nothing to think about. But when I tell you, after about a month, it's like awful. So I told myself, I was like, when I retired, I was like, you need a year, which I don't. I was like, I want to give myself a year of nothing. No plans. Don't try to get a job. Don't do it. Just do what you want to do for a year. Mm-hmm. That lasted a couple months before I was like, what I want to do is get a job.
So are you still like pursuing your doctorate? You're like trying to be a doctor and stuff or not?
Not so much. I am pursuing education. Okay. I think I do enjoy being like a lifelong learner. Now, what I'm learning is just varied. Like I said, I've like just been a jack of all trades, kind of master of none so far. So started with piano lessons, did piano lessons for a while, and then I stopped doing that because I ended up getting a coaching job. So right now I actually do coach at Legacy School of Sports Science.
Oh, wow.
O-line coach there. But that's just kind of part-time contractual stuff, right? So in my meantime now, I've been kind of dipping my toe into like technology. I know at the worst time, all the technology layoffs, stuff like that. But I also have kind of the freedom of not being, let's say, in a rush to get into the industry. So I've been taking my time studying with that, getting certifications, doing my Network Plus certification, just got that, working on Security Plus now, learning coding, Python, Java, all that kind of stuff, just the development side of it, as well as cybersecurity side, so that hopefully one day I can get into another career. I mean, I'm still young, 31 right now. I figure, I mean, you got time to be a master in some other field. You know, figure something else out. So right now I'm just taking the time to just study. Find stuff that I like to study and study. Yeah. But a day in my life, other than that, I get up, feed the dogs, walk the dogs, work out.
Oh, you still work out?
Yeah, I got a gym in the garage.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Work out. Other than that, study, eat, try to figure out what I want to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Working on kind of building. I guess what we can talk about is how do you build community as an adult?
How do you build community as an adult?
How do you make friends as an adult?
I think you just kind of it's easier said than done, but to make a community, you just got to go where the people are. Like for me, when it comes to powerlifting, I go to the gyms and I meet people and I talk to people. Sometimes I don't even talk to because I'm an observer. Like when I first walk in the room, I'm observing the whole room. Mm-hmm. And I don't say nothing. I kind of look at you or look at her. I said, "There's some weird people." Mm-hmm. And then, but if I keep seeing you on a daily basis, they'll be like, "Okay, let me introduce myself. Hey, what's your name? Oh, my name's Trey. And blah, blah, blah. I've been coming to this gym for a couple of weeks now. And I'm trying to get the gist of it." It's kind of like a slow process. That's kind of like a slow process when it comes to introducing yourself to people, and you like, okay, I don't have friends, but I'm around these people that I like to do. It's basically like you're in a place where you like to hang out at,
right?
And you see the same people every day.
You got to find a common interest. I get that. Yeah,
you got to find a common.
I just feel like as somebody who does not work, I'm just like, how do adults make friends? Like, how do adults like?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to make friends.
I'm not a person. I'm not gonna be in the streets all the time. I'm not gonna be in the club all the time like that. And I also don't feel like that's the setting for that. Mm-mm. You know what I mean?
No, because people in the club trying to get fucked up and have a good time.
Right.
Yeah, but you coming like, hey man, I'm trying to be your friend.
Right.
Hey, get your ass back, man.
I just feel like it's so weird. It's like one of those things where you just never. It's funny, like. It's funny how as you get older, certain stuff just gets more difficult. Like you know what I mean? Like that was the easiest thing to do when you're younger. And it seems like as you're older, for some reason that not becomes, or at least maybe I'm speaking from personal experience. I found as I got older, that became a more difficult thing for me.
To make friends?
Just speaking to people outside of my immediate group already. It seems like as I look back, I got to a certain point where I was just like, if we're not already cool, I'm probably not like, not I'm probably not going to talk to you, but it was less pressing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I thought we was gonna be. When you made it to the pros, I thought you was gonna be like that. Like you was gonna cut us off, and Trey was just gonna go to the horizon and like, hey, fuck y'all.
And I feel actually the exact opposite of that. I feel when I got to that level, it was the people that I knew back here that I wanted to hear from the most.
Damn.
Like I didn't. Well, I guess it's also because when as you advance, especially in that level, for me, I felt like people had I don't want to say motives because motives kind of has like a bad connotation behind it, but I want to say people just have more shit to be worried about. Mm-hmm. Like this dude's worried about a contract because he has his family. They just had their third kid or something like that. You know what I mean? Mm. Or this person right here just got on the team. They don't know if this contract is actually about to go through or not. They're just trying to make it through OTAs. Damn. Type stuff. So it's like more people have more shit going on, and it's also just a revolving door of the NFL. Now, if we make friends, hell yeah, all the time. I just was not one of those people. Yeah. Like, I just was not.
You didn't have friends in the NFL?
I had people I talked to. But I wouldn't say I've never been the most social person.
That's true.
I've never been the most social person, and I guess that's just never been at the forefront of my mind.
Yeah, you was like
I was always kind of just like to myself, just trying to make sure what I had to do, I was good at it.
Yeah, you was kind of like that in high school. Like whoever you like, that's who you like, and you brought it to your circle, and then that was your person. Mm. But people you didn't fuck with, you just like, oh hey, what's up? Yeah, I see you when I see you. Type of thing. And that's the type of person you've been like that the whole time. Josh say, when it comes to money, he say you're super cheap.
Very. Very.
I was like, Trey can't be cheap, man. He in the league. He got millions of dollars. He said, Trey's still gonna be Trey. I was like, that's true.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, let's say what old habits die hard, or I don't know what's that.
I think everybody should be cheap. I love being cheap.
Cheap is. No, it does benefit them.
It benefits everybody to be cheap.
My wife was just talking about people, because I was looking at this area and it's like a mix of rich people and then like middle class people in one bunch. Mm-hmm. And I was at Kroger's getting something to drink, and they had like cameras everywhere, like camera in the drink store. They had a camera in the candy store, camera right there while you're trying to pay. Mm-hmm. I'm like damn. And I was like, damn, people stealing like that, but. She was saying that the biggest thing why people got cameras or whatever, because rich people with a lot of money, they do a lot of drugs.
That's probably true.
They do a lot of drugs, and then once they get on that shit, the next thing is they need to start stealing shit.
Some crackhead shit.
That is some crackhead shit. I'm like, you got a lot of money, but
stealing VCRs and you driving a Ferrari. Doesn't make no sense.
Yeah, or people, or she was saying that Dave Ramsey. And she was saying that like people living this lavish lifestyle but can barely afford it. 78% can barely afford it.
And that's why you should be cheap. And that's why you should be cheap.
There's nothing wrong with that. We're trying our best to be cheap as well.
You can splurge. I feel like you can give yourself a gift. You can give yourself a gift every now and then.
Yeah.
But day to day, you better get them coupons out.
Hey,
you better collect them points.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how my cousin is. RP, my cousin Victoria. She had like a big ass binder full of coupons, and it was like Kroger's, HEB, fucking Whole Foods. But her biggest thing was Kroger. She had like stacks on stacks on. And she said, "Oh, I'm gonna get that. That's on sale right now. I'm gonna get that."
You ain't gotta look. You ain't gotta impress nobody. You ain't gotta impress nobody. If it serves the purpose you need it to serve, whether it's food or utility, whatever it is, and it works for you, and it ain't breaking down, get that shit cheap.
Yeah,
who was you impressing?
But people, you know how people judge though. They like, Trey, you getting off-brand chili? Like,
well, I'll tell you what, I ain't putting all my purchases on Instagram either, so people can't judge my shit. So if you don't put everything on social media, damn, Alan, we're recording a podcast.
That's my fault. I should have turned it off. Sorry about that, listeners. My phone just blew up. And I'm the asshole on this podcast.
But if you don't,
but people in general are gonna judge you for anything.
Yeah.
Even if you're doing good or bad. So
sure.
People judge you for having off-brand like toothpaste, and they say, why you not getting the name brand? I was like, it does the same purpose. But I was like, no, you should get a Colgate or whatever.
Colgate.
Yeah, Colgate. No, you should get the name brand. But but I see what you're saying. Like, if going cheap and just getting the off-brand version, it does the same thing.
I mean, it ain't down to your toothpaste, but I'm just saying, you ain't got to have the new Cybertruck just because you ain't got to have the new Cybertruck and you renting your home. Like,
hey, they got people like that. I seen one thing. We passed the trailer home. We passed it was a trailer house or whatever you want to call it. They call it a house, but I call it a trailer. A trailer is the trailer, but outside of their trailer home, they had a Mercedes Benz. They had a Mercedes Benz, but they was living in a trailer. Not to discourage them.
Nothing wrong with a trailer, but I mean,
it was kind of like above their memes and stuff. Like, they was like, our house is trash, but we're gonna have a nice car outside, so you won't judge us.
You know what? If that aligns with your priorities, then
as long as you don't judge us as much.
What's the saying? If you like it, I love it.
There you go.
But as for me, I would rather have a nice home.
Yeah, a nice home. I think somewhere where you lay your house at, and I think that's the biggest priority is having a nice home than having a nice car.
Right.
Because a car gonna go away, but if you can keep up with your house, I think that's the biggest benefit, the biggest thing than anything. But but this generation right now and everything how everything's going in this world, everybody's kind of priorities is kind of fucked up right now.
Yeah,
and
it's a very different time.
Very different time. People are crazy. People are tripping. You can't say nothing without people being hypersensitive to a lot of things. And it gets you to a point where you just kind of stay quiet and keep to yourself, which is cool with me.
I think everybody should be quiet.
Yeah, that's true. But that's just the thing, because you can't say nothing to anybody or do anything, because if you do the wrong thing, then people will judge you, or they're like, oh, what are you doing to that person? They hypersensitive and blah, blah, blah. And then, damn, like you say, damn, we can't change the people. Oh, I can't say nothing without hurting your feelings. You probably not saying nothing hurtful. You just were like, hey, man, you need to take a shower. They were like, oh, my God, you calling me dirty and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, man, you just need to take a shower. You stink. That's right. It. But this time and age is way different.
I think it's just because everything is so much more visible. Yeah. Like,
and everybody puts everything on social media too.
Yeah. When you put something out there now, it's like you you reach so many people. Even if you're one of the least popular people on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, you still reach so many people that all it takes is somebody more popular than you to say this is a bad take on something, and then you're canceled. Damn. Or you got all this negative publicity or all this kind of stuff like that. You know what I mean? As opposed to back in the day, the only people that would really know your thoughts, I mean, especially we're talking about before Instagram and all that stuff and Twitter, the only people that know your thoughts are people you talked to directly and told your thoughts to or shared your art with or came to your show or came to see your art display or whatever. So they're already coming to support you.
Right.
But now, instead of putting your art out to people who are already drawn to it, you're putting it out there to a world that may feel one way or completely another about it.
Sure.
So I think that's a big thing.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just how the world is right now. It's just kind of it's just, you know, you just kind of keep to yourself because you know how people are dying every day, this and that happening, and you just kind of make sure your family and everybody else is good because you can't really do too much in this world because everything's getting exposed without you even trying, because you see it on social media or you see it in the world where you like shopping, grocery shopping, and it's just a lot of shit at one time. You just like, whoa, this is a lot going on. And then you just kind of in a way kind of protect yourself and just kind of make sure your life is good and make sure your family's good, and then make sure you're good personally. And then if all that's good, then you know you feel like you're doing something and you can kind of stay out the way, stay out of the crowd. And if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to adjust these damn settings and stuff.
You all good.
Trying to make sure everybody's getting heard and stuff. But other than that, other than the pros and stuff like that, so you're like, so basically like, so what is your new purpose now?
I'm on the hunt for my new purpose.
You on your hunt?
I'm on the hunt for my new purpose.
Okay.
I think that would be a great title to this chapter of life I'm on right now.
Okay.
Hunt for purpose.
Hunt for purpose. And so in your purpose, it just can be anything, basically?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've been in this time just kind of examining what's important to me and what I want to find and what I want to do. I'm in a position right now where
yeah, it was just basically
we were talking about finding my purpose, what I'm doing right now. So I was saying that's just kind of where I am, is just figuring out what I want to do, and having this time off. I've just been kind of just looking and seeing what's important to you, because the one thing that my NFL experience did afford me is I'm kind of in a little different spot where I don't have the pressure of how am I going to pay the bills this month? You know what I mean? I don't have that pressure. I got enough saved up where I don't have to worry about that. I don't necessarily have to go to the work for the money. So it's really about what can you be passionate about? What can you put yourself in? And for me, I found that one of the biggest things for me, one of the things that is most important to me, is I want the ability to be great at something. I want to be in a field where I can grow, in a field where I can help people. I want to be in the field where it's a little prestigious in the fact that there takes a little bit of work to get into it. You know what I mean? I like the challenge of a difficult entry.
You're right.
You know what I mean? I like the same way not everybody could walk into an NFL locker room and just be an NFL player. I like that exclusivity in any other field.
True.
So finding that next challenge, I don't know that I would say I've quite found it exactly yet, but I'm enjoying the hunt, enjoying the journey to it.
And so basically, does that like give you the purpose to wake up to walk into your purpose, to try to find a walk into your purpose every day?
Yeah. I mean, I've got the freedom that every day I can say this. I feel good waking up because I have the freedom that I guess I have worked for. You know what I mean? I worked for the freedom I have these days to wake up and not be stressed, not have to go clock in immediately. So I'm grateful for that. I don't want to sound like I'm not grateful for that level of freedom. But I do enjoy getting to wake up and being like, well, how can I push myself still today? We were talking about you doing like powerlifting, like that competitiveness you still get to feel. Like I'm looking for that experience to still get to compete and still get to, like you said, push yourself and see what can you achieve.
Right. Yeah, that's what I still get that same feeling when we had in football, like the butterflies, getting prepared for the game, be in the locker room, listening to Phil Collins and shit like that. I still get
Phil
that
Collins.
and then this feeling calling.
That shit was intense.
Yeah. Everybody like
don't fucking speak in the locker room. Don't talk.
You were like threatening everybody. I'm gonna slap you if you talk during Phil Collins. I was like, damn. I was like, don't say shit. I'm like, damn. That beat drop, man. That was it.
That beat drop was it.
Yeah, it was it, man. No, but when it comes to powerlifting, man, I get that same competitiveness. I didn't have it. I had it when I was in high school, but I think wasn't like fully in full control of it. I was still trying to find myself, and because my main focus of, like, I was trying to do the same thing you was trying to do. Like, everybody's trying to go to NFL. Like, oh, I want to go to big school. I want to go to the NFL. I want to do this, do that. And when all that shit fell short, I was just like, damn, I'm kind of worthless in a little bit. Not downing myself, but that's how I felt when I was in high school. 'Cause I was like, damn, Trey doing big things, Barrett, he doing big things because y'all both went to UT. And then, I had Steven and everybody was going to do big things. And I was like, my punk ass going to San Jack next door. And I was just like, I was like, damn, I'm in San Jack. I was like, damn. But I was like still pursuing to try to play football and still try to make the league. But I went through all these loops and stuff. Like, I went to San Jack, but I sucked at studying and doing schoolwork. So I was like, man, fuck the schoolwork. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get on the field. Knowing that I was like decent, I was all right. And I went from San Jack, then I went to Navarro Junior College over there at Corsicana High School. I'm like Corsicana, Texas. Played there for a little bit, did some defensive stuff, did all right. I got picked up by a school called Bacon, but it sounded like bacon over there in Muskogee, Oklahoma. And that was a trash ass school. They had like cows and shit attending school with us in college at Bacon College. It's a weird school.
Like just walking through campus?
Yeah, basically just walking on campus, and I'm just like, I thought, all right. But I went there because they gave me a partial scholarship. And then it was like, hey, it's going to pay for your books and shit like that. But when I got there, they say, we're not going to pay for anything. We just wanted to get you here. So, so basically, I had no scholarship, so I had to still get financial aid and shit like that. I played football, and it wasn't it wasn't what I expected because it was hood as shit. That like they had like black people doing things, people having sex, doing drugs in the hallway and shit in the dorms, and I was like, nah. I was hanging out with the smart people. Like, there was like one white dude named Thomas. Shout out to Thomas. Man, I was in his room all the time. We would play Call of Duty, but we would do homework and shit. I said, man, Thomas, I gotta get the hell up out of here. Oh man, it was bad, man. It was all right, man. It was all right. But like I was going back to the day when I got dropped off there, my brother, he dropped me off and he was like, he looked at me and he said, I'm not coming back to pick your ass up. That's the last thing he told me when he dropped me off. I'm like, what do you mean you're not gonna come back? He said, I'm not coming back to no Muskogee, Oklahoma. Fuck you and all the other shit. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, hell no. And man, I left there, and I had to find a way. And shout out to Sanji, man, my boy, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Sanji.
R.I.P. Sanji, man. I called him, and I was like, Sanji, I need a way out. He said, what you need? I say, what I need to do to get it? What I need to do to get to Texas State University? He said, you trying to come to San Marcos? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna come to San Marcos. All right, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to write a paper, why you need to come to the school. And I was like, fuck, I got to write this paper. This is a lot of shit I didn't want to do. Mm-hmm. That's why I didn't get, I wanted to go to UT too. Mm-hmm. That was my first school I want to go to, but all the fucking requirements I didn't want to do. And that falls on me. But I said, fuck it, I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to get up out this school. So I did all the papers. I said to all the people I called. I did all the interviews. And then Sanjay was like, all right, the only thing you need to do, you have to get here. Mm-hmm. You got to find a way to get here. So my brother wasn't coming to pick me up. I had like $200 in my
From Muskogee to
Muskogee
San Marcos.
to San Marcos, Texas. To San Marcos, Texas. So my brother's out of the question.
Did you have a whole bunch of shit in Muskogee?
I had my refrigerator. It was an orange refrigerator, like the little cooler.
Just a little mini fridge.
Yeah, I gave that shit away. I was trying to give a lot of shit away, so
you could just go by yourself.
So I just had my bag and me and $200 in my wallet, and now somehow I convinced my homeboy. He's Jose. He's a Mexican dude, or Frank. I don't know. It was one of those names. And he had a red Toyota. What's that truck called? No, it's the big one. Tundra. Uh-huh. Yeah, he had a big red. He bought a brand new red Toyota Tundra, and somehow I convinced him to take me to San Marcos from Muskogee to San Marcos. I say, hey, all you need to do is drop me off. I'll do the rest.
Where did he live at?
I think he lived in Dallas.
So he drove from Dallas to Muskogee.
No, he drove from Muskogee to San Marcos, then Dallas.
Oh, he was in Muskogee with you.
Yeah, he was in Muskogee. Oh. So he was like,
I was gonna say that's a real friend. He drove up from he drove from Texas to Oklahoma, back down to Texas.
No, he was playing football there, but I think it was like spring break, and everybody was going home. But I was getting up out of there. I got done my requirement. Like this was the
Alan just dips in the middle of the semester. Just like they're looking for Alan the next day. He's like on the road to San Marcos.
No. Because my grades were shit, and my grades were shitty, but I bust my ass to get my grades up. So that was like my first semester at the Muskogee, or like in college in general, where I had like A's and B's. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, this shit is never heard of me doing some shit like that. But I did it, and I got up out of there. I convinced him to drop me off. And boy, I was sweating my ass off the whole way. The whole road trip there, I was sweating my ass off. I only had $200 in my pocket.
You like, how am I gonna make this work?
Yeah. So I was, every time he stopped, I was like, hey man, here's a 20 to put in the gas tank. It was getting short and short.
Right. I was like, I'm down to my last $60. Like, I got $60.
I was down to damn. I was in that situation, and I was like, fuck. I'll say, okay, we almost there. And I was like trying to cheer him up and keep him positive. Like, hey man, appreciate you doing a great thing. You're doing a good cause and shit. And he said, oh no, you good, man, you good. And he dropped me off in front of Sanjay's apartment. And I was like, I just gave him everything I had in my wallet. I said, hey man, thank you for everything that you do, man. And he was a good person, man. He's the true homie. He said, man, whatever you do out here, man, you're gonna do great things, man. I appreciate you as a. I'm appreciate. What he say? He said, I'm glad that I know you as a friend, and that we met in Muskogee. And whatever you do, you're gonna do great things. And then he drove off, and that was last time I saw him.
Wow.
And then
shout out to, who was his name? Frank.
Frank. Yeah, we gonna call him Frank.
No, I hope his name is Frank.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
No. And no man, once I got to San Marcos, I was just waiting for the approval letter. And Sanjay, I was sleeping on Sanjay's floor like the entire day. I was basically hiding from the H.
Oh yeah, because you weren't a student.
No, I wasn't a student, and then I was an illegal immigrant, basically. That's how I look at it. I can say that.
Because Sanjay was in the student apartment.
He was in the student apartment.
Oh, yeah.
And the people come in and check.
Right.
And I have to leave every time they come in. Like, I had to go do something and let them inspect. And then once they leave, then I can come back. But I had to come like sketchy. I got to come out in the window.
So you were there that was after spring break?
Yeah, after spring break. So I was there because the school wasn't open, and I had to wait till it opened so I could go talk to people in person.
Right.
And I was sleeping on the floor and just barely making it by. Sunji had to give me some money just to kind of scrape by the day. I don't know how. To be honest, I don't even know how I made it through those days. But I was just trying to find a way. And then that last final day I got my approval, and they told me to come to the Texas State. And I went up there and I was like, "What y'all got for me?" You know. And I was like, "Man, I hope they accept me. Because I was looking at the school. The school, that's a big ass school. Mm-hmm. Texas State, that's a big ass school. And I was like, man, I'm not gonna get in here. I was already thinking negative. Like, I drove all this way to get rejected. And then the lady, the little old white lady, I think her name was Miss Carol. She tapped on the computer. "Well, baby, it look like you got approved. You coming to Texas State." I was like, hold on one minute. I went outside. I started celebrating. People was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" This big ass nigga doing that. But I was happy. And I think that was a big achievement for me to actually get accepted to a big school like that. It wasn't no like UT or nothing like that, but to get
that's a big school.
Yeah, but no, I think that was a big achievement for me because getting accepted into a university in general, because I didn't think I was able to get accepted to a university. Like I was like stuck at JUCO and community college and shit like that, but I, that day I realized like, oh, I'm able to get into a university and do big things too.
That's what's up. Betting on yourself, betting on yourself, and just taking the lead.
Yeah, basically, and that was a huge ass leap. I was struggling and barely making it on that day, and then I fucked up and was basically worried about partying than the classwork. And my GPA dropped to like 1.0.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I didn't even know you can get that.
Yeah, that ain't good.
That ain't good. I didn't even think
that ain't good.
And I start fucking up, and I got arrested. I got arrested because I fucked up on my probation, and the cops found me. They found me at a party because I threw the party, and Sanji and everybody else was there, and basically, I threw the party. Everything was good, and I do. I was like, "Oh shit, we got more people! Hell yeah!" And get there, and it's the cops. I said, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Fuck!" They said, "Sir, are you the person of this establishment?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Can we talk to you?" And I stepped outside, and it's I think a 3-story apartment. So you got them stairs on the outside that goes like that. So I was sitting on the steps, and they was talking to me. He's like, "Hey, you gotta let everybody know that they gotta leave, and then we gotta talk to you some more. Once we talk to you, then we let."
This is the campus police, or you was on campus? I
was on campus, but I had an apartment with them. Oh, I had an apartment with Sanji, Andrew, and some dude named some weird cat. Like he was pencil whipped by his girl. His girl was running everything, and his girlfriend was living in his room and shit. Like they was living like they was married or some shit. But it's weird. Yeah, they told me to let them go, and I said, "Yeah, all right, cool. This is campus police." I said, "Let me go let them know." And the DJ was like bumping. It was, I think they were doing Ace Hood Bugatti. Yeah, Bugatti. I had to move from the people, get to the DJ. I was like, "Hey man, you gotta shut this shit down." And he like, "What'd you say?" I said, "We gotta shut this shit down." I was like, "Fuck." He said, "What?" And then he cut the music. I said, Hey, everybody gotta get the fuck up out of here, and y'all gotta go because the cop outside."
That's the perfect time to say you ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the hell out of here.
I wasn't thinking that because I was like, man,
that was your moment.
That was my moment. But I wasn't thinking about that because I was thinking about these cops. So everybody getting out there. So the cops looking at everybody just storming out of there, going to the next party. And I was like, fuck, man, I could have been that. I was worrying about being that dude because me and my homeboy set this party up and everything, and we knocked everything out. And we got the party bumping, but the cops shut it down. But fast forward, so I'm still talking to the cops, and my homeboys are waiting, and they was like, "Hey man, we're gonna wait for you right here, man. Just talk to them, talk to the cops, get it out the way, and go from there." I said, "All right, yeah, let me knock this out." And they had like a little computer, and they said, "Let me see your ID." They scanned my ID, and they say, "I think we don't have to take you to jail." I'm like, "What? What you mean?" He said, "You got a warrant for your arrest."
Oh, that shit escalated quickly.
That escalated. I was like, no. I've been paying my probation, but I was lying because I stopped paying my probation because I was tired.
What the?
The reason I stopped paying my I'm gonna let y'all finish. The reason I stopped paying my probation because I was tired of sending my money to them. But I was immature at that time.
Most people are tired of sending their money away. That's funny as hell.
So I was tired of sending my money away, but I lied to the cops and said I was on time, and they was like, "Nah, you got a warrant for your arrest in Corsicana because I bought some alcohol for underage people.
Not for McLovin.
No, because these was like underage people on the team at Navarro Junior College.
Oh, I thought you were just being the cool guy at the liquor store. Just
because some players at Navarro Junior College was asking me. I was playing the game. I was playing Call of Duty, and they was asking me, "Hey, can you come with us to buy some drinks?" Because I was the oldest one. I said, "Yeah, I could buy some drinks," and I bought the drinks. They went their separate ways, and then by like 2:00 in the morning, I get a call from campus police talking about, "Can you come to our office?"
Somebody snitched on you,
basically.
Oh, what a narc!
Yeah. So they called me, and I went over there, and I was cold, and I was like, "Yeah, what's going on?" And it was like, "We're here. We know what you did. We got you on record."
Not cool, Navarro football players. Not cool.
Yeah, because what happened that the campus police busted them, and then one of them got nervous, and then they just start snitching. They was like, "Who bought the drinks?" "Oh, this guy." And the rest was history after that. So I was being the good Samaritan, and I said, "Yeah, it's my responsibility. I bought this. I did that." And I talked to the head coach, and he was like, "This is happening. I got in trouble for buying drinks for underage people," and he was like, "Just go ahead and go to jail. We're gonna take care of the rest." And he don't want me to get arrested in front of people in the class. Mm-hmm. So I said, "All right, that's fine." I did that. Did the time. My mom, she bailed me out. Left there, and so back to the San Marcos situation. I didn't pay my probation, so I had a warrant. They arrested me, and they was shit ton of people at the party in the parking lot because they was trying to figure out where they was gonna go. And I'm walking out there like a G. I had my yellow polo on with my khakis, and one of my homeboys like, "Man, free my nigga Allen, man, free my nigga Allen." I was like, "Yeah, man, free my nigga. I'm gonna be out tomorrow." And I wasn't out the next day. I had to stay there for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Because I had to get transferred back to Corsicana where the incident happened. And then I had
2 weeks.
2 weeks in jail. I was in 2 weeks at San Marcos jail. Then they transferred me. Then I was there for a week and a half in Corsicana jail. Then I got out. Sanji, he can't pick me up. He's real G. Shout out to Sanji.
Shout out Sanji.
Yeah, and he was telling me everything. He said, "Man, everybody missed you and shit like that." And
this was still the apartment you shared with Sanji.
No, we got a different apartment because this one we all split the apartment, so we all got our own rooms and stuff.
Okay,
and he came back, and basically I was like failing all my classes. I was behind on a lot of shit. It was just a lot of shit that happened within those I call it 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. 4 weeks of missing school and everything. And that's all I was worrying about, man. But when I was in Corsicana jail, I had an old school head that he said, "Hey man, this shit ain't for you." He said, "Whatever you do, you know." He said, "I murdered a lot of people. This is an old school head and who's in jail." And he said, "Man, this shit ain't for you. You a good person. You need to get up out here and never come back, because you got a bigger future ahead of you. Us in here," he started pointing at everybody. "Us in here, we fucked up. We never gonna change and shit like that. But you need to get up out of here and get up and leave." And I said, "Damn, okay, appreciate it." And then that night, I had a dream. I think I told multiple people about this dream. I had a dream that I was climbing this mountain, and I was on the bottom of Mount Everest, and it was stormy. And I was like, "Fuck!" And I had my orange jumpsuit with my numbers, and I said, "All right." And something was telling me, climb. And I'm like, "Climb?" It's like, I don't got no gear. I don't got nothing. And he said, "Just climb." So I started climbing. I get like midway part of the mountain, and I'm like tired of shit. I'm like on the edge. And in my mind, I was like, "Man, I'm just gonna give up and just drop to my death, basically," because I'm like halfway up the mountain. And then the voice came back again and said, "No, keep climbing. Don't give up. I'm here. I was like, "Okay." And I just keep listening to that voice, and it kept motivating me. And then I get to the top of the mountain, and I'm fucking like dead. I'm tired, cut up, bleeding. Like, it looked like I got in a dog fight with like 10 dogs. And then I was like on my back like this. And I kind of look up, you know how you look up and stuff. And I seen like 2 feet like start walking. And they had like a little yellow golden light. And it had the slippers, and it had like the slides or whatever. And I was like, "Man, who wearing fucking slippers in a robe in the stormy weather?" So I flipped up, looked up, and basically it was God.
The Jesus fit.
The Jesus fit. So God was looking at me. He put his hand out to like help me out, and he said, you know, and he looked at me. He said, "I will never leave you, and I will never forsake you, and I will always be by your side, my son." And then he hugged me, and then I woke up, and then they called my name to let me know that I was getting released.
Shit!
Out of jail. And and after that, I never went back to jail after that.
That's a great story.
So yeah,
that escalated very quickly.
Yeah, it did.
2 weeks.
4 weeks. 2 weeks in San Marcos, and then
4 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks. In total, it was like 4 weeks, and I was still in school in that time.
Wow.
Yeah, but it did escalate it, and then I learned from those lessons, and I learned from everything, and I fought my way back to get back and get standard with the school, but it was kind of impossible to do because I missed so much.
You missed so much time.
There you go. You good?
Pick them knees up, mama.
So I missed so much, but I had to drop out of Texas State, move back with my parents, went back to San Marcos, go to welding school, graduated, went to Lake Charles, lived out there for 5 years, went back to school to Waldorf University online, got my bachelor's degree in occupational safety. So I graduated.
Come on.
And then that was it. And then I got married, had a kid, and the rest is history.
You did that. That story is so much more interesting to me than mine. Because like I said, I feel like I was asleep for half of it. Like, I was just on autopilot. Like, a season comes and a season goes. You're either in the season or you're in the off season.
I have a question.
So much of a...
I have a question, man. I've been thinking about this question. I've been thinking about how the process. How do y'all get paid in the NFL? Do y'all get paid like every week, every month, or?
We get paid weekly. So they get so my first couple years, well, actually all my years except for the last year, it was all the same. You get whatever your yearly salary is. They just split it up amongst 16 weeks.
Okay.
Like every week of the preseason.
And you get paid every week.
You get paid a 16th of your yearly salary once. I think it was payday was Wednesday or Thursday.
Damn.
But then they changed it my last year because I think it was Tennessee. used to pay guys on a 32-week schedule because they found that it helped particularly younger players to budget their money better. Mm-hmm. So they would pretty much split it up into another half so that they were getting paid even in the off season. Because what a lot of people don't realize is you're only getting paid for that 16 weeks. Like the rest of the year, you are not making money. When you show back up for off season, you are not making money. You might get a per diem, and that's just enough money. That's a couple $100s to get you some food in whatever city you're in.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But your money comes in 16 weeks. Now, there are 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah.
So whatever you do the rest of them other 36 weeks,
yeah,
that's on you. So that's why I think the whole NFL went to 32 weeks my last year. So they're probably still doing 32-week pay schedule. But
wow,
the Titans had adopted that earlier.
Okay, damn, damn.
Yeah, you gotta manage your money because the checks look nice, and then they stop, and that's it. You got right. You better hope you ain't go blow all them checks as they was coming in.
Ooh, damn.
That's when it pays to be cheap.
No, yeah,
it pays to be cheap.
Yeah,
it pays to be cheap.
God damn, man. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. I always wonder. I'm like, damn, how they get paid? I think they get paid monthly. We was going back and forth.
It's weekly, and then it's like so. And then a lot of guys make less money during the playoffs.
Damn.
Like during the end part of your season, because so your pay is based off of your contract, right? During the first 16 weeks, mm-hmm. But then the postseason is based off of the game. Mm. So if you're a guy that's like on a rookie contract, you might be making more money during the postseason.
Okay.
Because everybody makes the same amount. I think it was like $16,000 or something for the first round, if I'm correct. And it goes up every round.
Oh shit.
But think about it, if you're a guy like Andy Dalton was making huge money, or like AJ Green, you know what I mean? Like going from that to 16,000, you're making a fraction of what your normal 16-week check looks like.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what their incentives and stuff look like that way, but your normal salary for some people does decrease for playoffs and stuff like that.
I got you. So damn, I never thought about it like that. I thought y'all was getting paid like a teacher salary, like y'all be paid on the 1st and the 15th, and then figure it out after that.
No. No.
Damn.
And there's also, I think, we're talking about NFL pay, I think there's a big discrepancy. People think that everybody in the NFL is rich, and it is not. It's not the case.
Nobody's so.
A lot of people in the NFL they're in the NFL, but they are not rich. Like you make good money, but a lot of the team is the practice squad, right? And the practice squad isn't making the same amount of money as a first rounder.
True.
You know what I mean? Like when I was there and I was undrafted, you know what I mean? And I was on IR my first year. And then after that, I was on practice squad for 2 years. Those years, I wasn't making a lot of money. Like I was making a living, but I wasn't no millionaire, not anywhere close.
Yeah. So
you know what I mean?
So how was you getting by on the practice squad? Like,
you make, don't get me wrong, you are making good money.
Mm-hmm.
But compared to the people that you are around, you might as well be broke. That's how I felt, at least. Like, you would see people in the locker room literally bet. Like, I would see people in the locker room bet just off a casual, hey, Alan, I bet I can make this shot in the trash can, and bet more money than I made that week on practice squad.
Oh, wow. God damn.
That's how big of a difference it is in like pay levels. They'd be like, I bet you this much money that I will just make this in the trash can. And you like, damn, that's what I made the past 14 days. So and you are also an NFL player. You're just on the practice squad. That's what I'm saying. It's a big difference.
And then once you get on the team, then it's a different experience.
When you're on the team, you're on a different pay level, but it still doesn't mean you're making anywhere. The guy next to you in the huddle could be making 10 times as much as you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Shit.
Like everyone's compensation is independently negotiated.
So basically, man, what's old boy name? Who's your quarterback?
Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
hmm
So he was making bread out there.
When I was there, he just got his big contract, I believe, before this last year. When I was there, I think he was still on his rookie.
Yeah.
He was still on his rookie deal, but he also was a first round draft pick, so I'm sure that was pretty nice too.
Oh yeah.
But
So, but
It's like comparing like somebody who is like the third string running back, his salary, and he's standing right next to, what's his name?
like a Christian McCaffrey or like a
Christian
oh
McCaffrey.
yeah,
It's like,
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey, he making bread.
there are huge gaps.
Damn, because from a regular person looking into the NFL as you looking at you as a player, they be like, man, you must be making bread. You must
People think everybody is rich.
That's what you think, because you think like, damn, everybody on the team making bread. But when you actually the player at the NFL player who's actually in the midst of it, they be like, no, we're broke too.
Yeah, man.
We just have to budget, and
You have to budget. They make you, when you're in the NFL, the one thing the NFL gets correct is that they make us sit through, especially your first year, you sit through so many financial meetings, right? Where if you are irresponsible, they really make it on like you choose to be irresponsible, because they have people constantly giving you pointers, at least extending a hand, giving you business contacts, cards and stuff to let you know how to handle your money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it is very overwhelming to go from, I mean, I'm sure it's probably different now because these college kids are getting paid, but back in the day, going from being a broke college student to being somebody with a salary, talking about 401ks and stuff like that, like who your beneficiary is on, like your, like stuff like that, that's just completely foreign. They have people to help you with that, and they do a great job offering that, but it is still a very big transition in that aspect.
wow, that's crazy. Appreciate you getting at the inside of what it is.
Inside scoop.
Inside scoop of the NFL life. You know what I'm saying? God damn. That's because you put a regular person. Just going back to you put a regular person just to look at a team at the NFL. You was like, and you ask that person, what you think? You think everybody making bread? And you're like, oh yeah, man, they making millions. They made 2.5 million, shit like that. You know, they break down the stats and shit, and then you bring an actual NFL player that's in the works, that like yourself, you're like, bro, we're not making no money, man.
Don't get me wrong. It's money being made. It's just not being spread equally among everybody. Everybody you see on the TV is not making the same amount of money.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? You have to budget that. You have to be a very good steward with the money that you make.
That makes sense.
Also, the NFL career is very short. They tell us all the time, NFL is not for long. So majority of people, an NFL career is 3 years for a majority of people.
Damn.
That is not a lot of time. So the big name people that most of us know that have been in the NFL 10 years, those are the outliers.
Yeah.
Most people are in and out of the NFL in a few years before they even make huge money.
Oh, wow. Damn. Because back then, other like old school players, they had been in the league for like 18 years.
There's still guys that do it. Like, you know what I mean? There's still guys that are in the league for over 10 years, right? But they will always be the outlier. There's just a greater number of people that are just cycling in and out.
Yeah. But the people who just maxes out at 3 years, is that cause like injuries or being broke or not? Like what? I mean, what's the cause of it?
It could be anything. It could be. I mean, it could just be unfortunate. You could be unfortunate enough that 1 year you got on the team, and then the next year some guy did not get drafted or whatever, and he's just unknown. He was just an overlooked superstar, and now they can pay him less money than you to do the job that you're doing, and they will take him and cut you because it's cheaper for the team.
God damn, that sounds.
If it could be anything like that, or you can get hurt. The injury rate is pretty much guaranteed. You're pretty much guaranteed to get hurt in the NFL at some point. Mm-hmm. It could just be an injury you don't recover from. It could be anything. it's just nothing is guaranteed. You just can't guarantee anything in the NFL because there's so many more factors other than just you. It's not. It's a huge factor is how you perform, sure.
Yeah.
But it's not just that anymore. Now it's how much do you cost the team? Is there somebody who can perform somewhere close to how you perform? Are they cheaper? Well, then it might be a better business decision for the team to let you go, save, let's say you were costing me $2 million, save $2 million on you, and there's a younger cat who would only cost me a couple $100,000 because he's still in his rookie deal, but he can do the same thing you can do. Yeah. It might be beneficial for me to let you go and go get him because he's cheaper. Wow. And then I could take that money and give it to my star quarterback. Wow. You know what I mean? Now there's more elements at play.
That makes sense. Damn, that's not so basically it sounds like NFL going to Home Depot and picking up some immigrants. It's like, hey man, I want you. How much you pay? $50. All right, you're cut, and we'll go from there. That's basically it's basically sound like the stuff we go through in our regular job. Like I work in construction. I do millwright and boiler making, and the people in the office they do that. They make the decisions like when it comes to material, like buying material, they say, oh, they want to do the cheaper route, but if they do the cheaper route, they're gonna have shitty material. But it's a weird mix because they want good material but for cheap, right? And it's the kind of the same.
You got to find it's a balance. It's always a balance. But I mean, that's the game. It's like you're saying, it's the same exact game. Wow, it's a business.
So it's a business all the way.
It is. You are playing with large amounts of money. You know what I mean? Think about how much money the owners in the NFL have to be paying a player. You know what I mean? 7-8 figures in a year.
A shit ton of money.
Right. So you're like, they're making business decisions.
Right. That makes sense.
Like it's not personal. These are business decisions.
Business decisions. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like some Jerry Jones shit right there. She's a whole Cowboys fan, so that's
a beautiful facility.
Yeah, it is a beautiful facility. I used to work there selling nachos, then I quit. But that's another time for another story. No, it's a beautiful stadium. Don't get me wrong.
It's beautiful. The club inside. She wants to mess with these wires.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You okay, Bluebell? Yeah, man. So basically, I'm tripping on my questions. So we go back to high school. So when you was in high school, while you was playing and going to school at North Shore, did you ever thought you was that dude?
Never.
You never thought you was that dude? Mm-mm. Why you was going through these transitions?
Never. I would have never thought I would have been in the NFL. I wouldn't even have thought until schools were reaching out to me to see if I wanted to play or like offering me NFL or college scholarships. I wouldn't have thought I was going to go to college for football. I mean,
well, so what was if that didn't happen? What was you going to be doing?
I don't know, playing clarinet in the band or some shit. I don't.
Or do working a regular job or whatever.
Or well, I thought I was going to be a doctor. Remember? Yeah, I remember that was my girl. I thought I was going to be a doctor, so that was my goal. What I was telling myself, right? That I'm going to be a doctor. I just so happened to be in football, because I don't know I didn't know you at the time, but we talked about how I got into football, like before I met you. So I was a band nerd, band geek. Shout out to band.
Shout out to band.
And so in 6th grade, everybody can be in the band. I played the clarinet. Okay. I was in the honor band. I was pretty fucking good. And so then, like, when we go to 7th grade, you try out to see which bands you're gonna be in. Was it 7th grade we did it? No, I'm getting ahead of myself. I was in the top band 7th and 8th grade, right? Mm-hmm. And that's when I met you. Right. The only reason I was in band at that point was because they messed up my schedule. Or the only reason I was in football at that point was because they messed up my schedule. Because I was in the top band, right? So that band had a certain block of the schedule you had to be in. And do you remember, like, you could be in PE or you could be in athletic period. And remember, athletic period was for football for boys and volleyball for girls.
Yeah.
Right? So I got put into athletic period because that was the only physical activity I could get that would go along and let me still have my block for this band. Right? Because I was also in like all the honor classes and shit. So my schedule was like pretty like limited on what could be moved around.
I told you he was that dude in school. He was the smartest dude.
I prided myself on like books and stuff, and I just love the band.
You was in them books.
I was in my books.
Man, I was like, damn, this dude's smart as fuck. I was like, damn.
But what I never had done was even watch the game of football before, let alone played a football game. And I was in 7th grade.
Yeah.
At North Shore.
Right.
Playing football, and I was getting my head whooped. That first year in 7th grade, I was trash.
So you basically accidentally enrolled into football.
Accidentally, and I spent a year getting my ass whooped.
What?
7th grade. I will never forget. I had a football game. I remember. Do you remember Coach King?
Yeah, I remember Coach King.
The huge, slow coach.
Coach King. Yeah.
I remember going into one of the first games in 7th grade and being like, Coach, I don't got it. And him being like, you don't got what? And I don't know what I'm talking about. He don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is at this point, I was probably getting my ass kicked, and I was just saying whatever came to mind that I thought would make the coach pull me out the game.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't got it.
Yeah.
And he like, well, you got to play, so get out there. And I continued to get my ass kicked the whole game. And I asked my dad after the game, I said, Dad, how'd I do? My dad, I will never forget, he said, stick to your books. Can you imagine? I asked my dad, I said, how did I do in this game? He said, just stick to your books.
Yeah.
So that lets you know how fucking bad I was.
Yeah, and your dad, he's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, he shot me straight with that one. He was like, you're trash.
Yeah.
And
so... Does your dad still got that maroon truck?
No. My dad is not driving no more. He had a couple strokes when I was in high school. He's doing better now. He just don't drive.
Okay.
But he's retired and stuff. But so he did that, and
he said
stick to your books. And then so that summer, 7th grade summer, I was going up to like, you remember Coach Eckford used to like open up the weight room and stuff a couple of days in the summer.
Yeah.
Then I started like going up there and working out and just doing extra stuff. Mm-hmm. I think I shed a little bit of baby fat, and in 8th grade I came back and I was a little bit better. Right. Still didn't really understand football, but I knew a little bit more. Like 7th grade, I didn't know the difference between offense and defense. Mm-hmm. I didn't know like why on defense I could like wrap my arms around somebody, and on offense I could not. Like that type shit. Just not knowing the game of football at all.
Right.
And 8th grade came back with a little more knowledge. A little less afraid to hit people and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of took off from there. Yeah. But it was rough.
Damn.
It was slow beginnings. Yeah. So if I didn't play football, I would still be in the band.
That's that. I understand. I never knew that. I never knew the actual story. You told me about it, but I my younger days I wasn't listening. Yeah. Or whatever. But damn, I didn't know you accidentally came into football. Mm-hmm. Damn, that's pretty interesting, at the least, and all that stuff. So,
but yeah, to answer the original question, no, I never thought, because of that and everything else, I never thought I was like that guy.
Yeah, but once you be, I feel like you're that guy. But once you got into it and everything, did you feel like you made a huge impact, not just for yourself but for your family?
Yeah, I appreciate now the stuff that I can do for my family and the help I can give my family that like football afforded me to be able to support some people in a way that I otherwise wouldn't be able to. Mm-hmm. That's a great feeling, of course. You know, mom's retired, stuff like that. She gets to kick her feet up. She was working. Mom's a respiratory therapist in the emergency room during COVID.
Oh, wow.
That's
some serious shit.
Serious shit.
She
made it out okay. Now she is retired. Shout out to mom. So proud of her. But yeah, that was some crazy shit. But I'm like, because of where I am now, I'm able to make sure like she can just kick back and relax, you know, do her thing and travel.
Yeah, that's good, man. How about your sister and stuff?
She's doing good. Tia is smarter than me. We talk about how smart I am. Tia is way smarter than me. She's doing her development. She's taught kids how to write code and stuff like that. She's trying to get into game creation.
Damn.
And that part of software development.
Shit.
But
damn, man.
She's a boss.
Yeah, she is the boss. Hell yeah. Yeah. What about Shadow?
Shadow passed. R.I.P. Shadow.
R.I.P. Shadow, man.
Shadow was the best dog.
Yeah. Oh.
Bluebell's. She's okay. But Shadow was the best.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Shadow, man. No, man. But now appreciate you taking the time and doing the podcast, Trey, man. I know we've been talking back and forth and stuff, but I appreciate you coming on to the Come On Man podcast, man.
Thanks for having me. Sorry I had to reschedule a couple times.
No, it's all good. You living your best life right now, so it's all good. So, man, but do you have any to finish it out? Do you have any positive affirmation to anybody that like trying to pursue to any young listeners that's trying to pursue the NFL life? Do you have any advice or anything to help them?
Everything that you want is on the other side of discomfort. I don't know who I heard that from, but that replays in my head to this day. Like when I'm working out, it's something that I tell the kids that I'm coaching. Everything that you want is on the other side of discomfort. Because when you think about it, like everybody wants to be great. Everybody wants the best things. But the people who get there are willing to go through that level of just suck. Like shit sucks all the time. Shit is going to suck right before your breakthrough because that suckiness acts like a filter. You know what I mean? Only the people that are great can make it through there. And on the other side, that's where you get the stuff you want. You get the cushy life.
Right.
You get the big paycheck. You get the nice job. Just keep pushing through. Don't hit that wall and stop. Hit the wall and keep going.
That makes sense.
That's
man.
what I got.
I appreciate that, Trey. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, I understand the importance of embracing the suck and a lot of stuff because, man, that's what I kind of deal with on a daily basis when it comes to powerlifting because everything is changing. Like everything, it's still the same concept with the squat, bench, and the deadlift, but approaching a different type of level of weight that you do, like going doing 700-pound squat. That's a whole different level. She always tell me that you got to have your mindset. It's all the mind game because your mindset got to be on point to lift that 700 pounds.
And it doesn't feel good. It's like you're not gonna feel good accomplishing the great stuff, but it's still great stuff.
No, it still is great stuff. So that 700-pound squat, it's gonna be heavy no matter what. You can do all the tricks in the trade to not make it feel heavy, but regardless of the fact, you're gonna feel that weight, and then it's up to you to run through that wall and face it or run away from it and fear it.
Right.
And you on a constant path of walking through your purpose. You said, this is what I like to do. I want to face these challenges. I'm scared of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm always scared of what's going to happen, but I don't think about that. I kind of like, all right, I got this weight in front of me. I got to do it. But if I do it, there's something greater on the other side for me that's waiting for me if I overcome after I overcome the 700-pound squat. But if I don't do it, then I'm gonna just be stuck in the same spot no matter what's going on. So I think that's the thing I love about powerlifting is like you always trying to push yourself to be the best that you can be for you. You don't worry about the next man. You don't worry about what numbers you're getting. You just worry about you. Because if you worry about yourself and you worry about like, what's my mindset where my mindset is at? Am I in a good state? How my body feeling? How's this feeling? You got to check all those things to make sure you're good. Because everybody can do powerlifting, but everybody don't want to do the heavy ass weight.
Right.
That's some Ronnie Coleman shit right there.
Everybody want to be solid, but nobody want to lift this heavy ass weight.
Yeah, nobody want to lift this heavy ass weight, man. So it's just a constant thing that you kind of do. Like you have to go through that bullshit to get to greatness. And if you can go through that bullshit and you can deal with it and then embrace the suck, then you can get all the stuff that you want. You can get it on that other side. And that's what I learned from powerlifting and what I do now in my life. So that's it. That's all I got. Yes, sir. Well, I was trying to put some dramatic background music, but the phone wasn't going on. I don't know what's going on with the signal. Your signal good? My signal is
Cue
trash.
Beyonce.
Cue Beyonce. My signal is trash right now. But other than that, they appreciate that, listeners, for coming. If you made it this far, appreciate listeners for taking the time to listen. My boy Trey doing big and great things in his life. Whoa. And also taking the time and doing the podcast. But listeners, we actually thank you for listening, taking the time to give us your ears, and just whatever you do in life, just do it to the best of your abilities, because you matter and everything that you do matters. So we appreciate you, we love you, and we miss you. And peace, love, and positivity. And we're out.
Peace.
Peace.